So, lads, today we're going to be talking about a player for LSU last tier Poa, who is a senior, a good player, like good rotation player for LSU last year. And look, is she Williams good? No. Is she Morrow good? No. Is she Flaw J. Johnson good? No. But she has sued the US government over a visa issue with NIL. And I think this is an extremely important thing for international athletes coming over to the States because of the whole visa issues. So, as you guys can see right here, Australian LSU women's basketball player sues USCIS over visa denial. And it's a really weird one because the result of this lawsuit, people are just like kind of slept on it. It's going to affect college sports massively. So you can see here. So she tried to get a P1A athlete visa and it was denied. The problem is that she is over on a student visa, and they're not going to be they're not going to be talking about. Well, they're not going to be giving someone an athlete's visa to come over as a student. Like, they're two different types of visas. And if this visa gets granted to any student athlete, it'll change the whole visa process forever. Like, it'll change everything. Like, again, I don't know about the legalities. I'm not an immigration lawyer, but I am somebody that was going to go over on the O1B visa back pre-pandemic. Had everything sorted, had paperwork sorted, but it got cancelled for 2 years. And by the time that it had reopened back up, the applications, especially for someone from Ireland to get in over on that visa, I'd already bought my house in Dublin. I'd settled. I'd incorporated, so like I wasn't going to move my company, and it would have been just awkward, so I decided to stay here. But when it comes to visas in America, even getting a student visa is hard. It is really hard to get a student visa, and it's really, really difficult to get an athlete visa. Like, you have to be playing in one, like, you are not going to get an athlete visa to play in the TBL, a semi-pro basketball league. You're not going to get an athlete visa to play like lower than the MLS in soccer. It is extremely difficult to get one of these visas. And if one college basketball player gets it, it basically means that college players are professional athletes. Not that college players are student athletes who are allowed to make money from their license. Granting this visa is effectively like the US government saying college athletes are pro athletes, which realistically they are. Like, we all know they are. They are in everything but, like, their ability to be paid for playing. But this also opens up, if you give a student the P1 athlete visa, I'm pretty sure that also legally would allow colleges to pay players. I'm not sure, again, of the legality of that with NIL stuff, but, like, Duke could just say, we will pay you $5 million. You don't need to do anything. We'll just pay you money. But yeah, originally from Melbourne, joined LSU in 2022. According to USCIS website, there are 4 ways you can attain a visa: an athlete, an internationally recognized level of performance. And that's the thing where it's like, did she make the Olympic team? Part of a group or team at internationally recognized level of performance, a professional athlete, or an athlete or coach is part of a team or franchise that is located and a member of a foreign league or association. The problem is, I don't know if NCAA basketball is an internationally recognized level of performance. It's college sports. Yes, it is a level of college sports that is 100 times better. Like, the second highest level of college sports in the world is not like Spain, is not like any of these other leagues that are high. It's you play in Canada. Like, that's the second highest level. And, like, in a lot of countries in Europe, the National College Championship is the hangover Olympics. Like, I had 13 in a National College Championship final hungover in Ireland. Like, it's not like... But if I was hungover trying to play at our top level, I would have lasted 45 seconds on the court, been ran over by a former D1 player, or got dunked on and been told to sit my ass on the bench. Like, college sports, only in America is recognized as a high one. But the problem is like, I don't know if you can, by definition, you can say that. It's like many international students. She's in here, she's over on a student visa. Since the inception of NIL, this conditional residency presents additional challenges for international residents participating in NIL activities. Restrictions on the visa prevent them from engaging in non-work study employment and prohibit active NIL activation. Student on F1 visas can participate in passive NIL activations where no labor is required, like licensing NIL rights to merchandise and to make jerseys featuring an athlete's last name. Okay, so I thought they couldn't make any money. Okay, that's not the worst thing in the world. You can still make some half-decent money with that. Especially, I'm not going to lie, like, with a name like Last Tier Poa, you can definitely sell a lot of jerseys. It is a great name. While international students aren't entirely barred from earning, most NIL activations, especially endorsement opportunities to pay the most, are not passive. Who's amassed 159,000 Instagram followers, tens of thousands of dollars left on the table from her inability to partner with brands interested in using her influence. Now, over the 3 years, USCIS provided no guidance or path forward for international athletes, who comprise 12% of all D1 athletes for their ability to earn. I know this is a horrible thing to say, but like, it is not, as much as it's pains me to say, like, as somebody that, look, I wanted, my plan was out of high school to go over, play prep ball for a year, and then play like D3 ball. That was my plan coming out of high school. I decided to stay because I got into a good university here, got into the course I wanted, and like, was happy about it. But like, that would have been my plan, and like, I would have loved, to be fair, I was pre-NIL, but like, I would have much rather that. But I don't think this is going to pass because it is not the government isn't, like, the government, it's not their responsibility to help international students work while they're students. And unfortunately, that is that's the problem of not the F1, the student visas, is that it is a visa to be a student, it's not a visa to work. And if you grant one student athlete an athlete's visa, you have to do it for every single athlete. You have to grant that visa for every single student athlete, which in fact allows them to do probably more work than regular US citizens that are student athletes probably can do. Or it might, because I don't know what the legality is of being paid. I don't know what the legality is of them being paid to just play. Not about NIL deals, being paid to just play. But this P1A visa means legally you can just hand them money to play. To be fair, you could probably legally do that to US citizens, so I don't even know what I'm saying. But again, like, I'm not a lawyer. This is just from somebody that these are just like realistically thoughts off the top of my head from somebody that has tried to go through the visa process and knows how difficult it is to get a visa for the States if you are not American. It is one of the hardest countries to get a visa to. Like, Canada, like, if I wanted to move to Canada in 3 months, I could move to Canada in 3 months. If I wanted to move to Australia in 6 weeks, I could move to Australia in 6 weeks. If I wanted to move to America, like, I already lost $5,000 on an application that never even got submitted. So it would cost, if I wanted to move to America, I actually don't think I could. I don't think I could at this point in time. I don't think I'm doing well enough in life, basically, to do that. But at my peak on YouTube, when I was getting these 2 plaques back here, it would have taken 6 months, 7 interviews, like a bunch of money, to be honest. And yeah, I don't know. And the only thing with this is that she's not playing because of the lawsuit reports, and I don't think it's one she's going to win, because I think she's in the right. I think it's an extremely important lawsuit. I think it's extremely important that somebody's trying, because the international players are kind of screwed when it comes to NIL deals. No question about it, they are screwed. The problem is I don't see it working, because they're like, it sets the precedent that every single student athlete is a professional athlete. Like, it sets the precedent that if you are a random, that basically student visas, if you are on a student visa and you're able to play sports, you basically have a work visa. Like, it basically means every single student athlete at every level of college basketball in America is a student athlete if this gets passed. So I think there is a 0% chance she wins this lawsuit. But I do think that it's important somebody's done it, because there needs to be some sort of conversations. And I think the best case scenario for everyone involved is that, one, she gets back playing, and two, that while it's not going to be her getting this type of visa, maybe there's going to be some adjustments to the F1 visa that it allows these players to earn money via NIL deals, which that's a possibility. But I think it's a 0% chance that athletes are going to get, the students are going to get the athlete's visa from this.